Hello everyone, thank you for attending our poster presentation. Our group would like to tell you about our research, A Better Tomorrow. I will start from the background and my classmates will proceed with more details about the project. The number of individuals who has dementia has continued to rise. The dementia progresses with age, however, it is not a part of normal aging. The dementia impacts the individual's ability to perform instrumental activities of daily living, such as cooking, shopping, cleaning, using public transportation, etc. The purpose of our study is to increase engagement in meaningful activities for independent living older adults at Rydell Park through physical, mental, and social activities to reduce the risk of cognitive decline.
For our research program, we used a mixed methods design, which means we use both qualitative and quantitative surveys. Our quantitative survey was called the Engagement and Meaningful Activities Survey, and participants rated their perceived engagement in activities that were meaningful to them. For our qualitative survey, the team made our own A Better Tomorrow surveys. Both surveys were given before we started the program at week 1 and after we were done with the program at week 6. Prior to starting our program, we did a needs assessment to assess what kind of activities were actually meaningful to the participants. Flyers were distributed in the residents' mailboxes and posted on a public bulletin board that explained the purpose of our program and asked for their participation. Our inclusion criteria were that the participants needed to reside in the independent living community and they needed to be over the age of 65. Exclusion criteria included having a diagnosis of a cognitive impairment. Individuals with cognitive impairments were excluded from the study because the presence of a cognitive impairment increases the risk for physical or emotional harm and hinders the ability to accurately answer questions in the assessment measures.
So for our study, we did 6 modules, each module related to different aspects of OT. So our first module was social Jenga. An aspect of OT that it related to was calibration, which is using the appropriate force to move the blocks. We did mindfulness and meditation, which is supported in client-centered practice in OT. We did getting tech savvy, and communication and management with technology is identified in our practice framework. Music and dance night, which uses different motor skills and it works on different proprioceptive skills, which is like knowing where your body is in space. We did an obstacle course that addressed different aspects of OT, such as fine motor, gross motor skills, long-term memory, social interaction, processing. And our last was International Day. And our practice framework looks at values, beliefs, and rituals and roles. And these are aspects that are identified in there. And we as OTs and practitioners value those things.
As occupational therapy students from Gwen and Mercy University, we ensured our project aligned with the core values of the Sisters of Mercy. Our project fits with the core value of respecting the dignity of each person. We believe that people of all ages and of all backgrounds have skills and talents to offer and have the right to a meaningful life. Oftentimes, elderly individuals are not involved in activities that they find meaningful or gives them a sense of purpose. When designing our program, we conducted a needs assessment to understand what was important to the participants, and we implemented activities based on these results. We strive to run a program where each attendee felt included and respected. Our program also reflects service to society. It is our civil duty to support the elderly in maintaining their health and well-being. Our hope is that our program will inspire other continuum of care communities to implement similar programs that considers the whole person and thus increases the engagement of meaningful activities for elderly adults.
So as stated before, our program used a mixed methods design. And so for the qualitative component, we used a paired samples t-test and a Wilcoxon-signed rank test to test our hypothesis that engagement and meaningful activity scores would increase from baseline to the end of treatment, which was at 6 weeks. And chart 1 and chart 2 show the pre and the post scores for the EMAS for the category of low and moderate. And these were items on the EMAS. And as you can see, they stayed the same. Table 1 also shows the mean and standard deviation scores for pre and post EMAS scores, and these also stayed the same. However, we did do qualitative analysis and 2 themes emerged. Our first theme was participation in meaningful activities, and our second theme was engagement with peers and students. So although our qualitative analysis did not produce effective results, we did find a lot of productive results with analysis of our themes. For example, participants stated that it increased their positive mood, their creativity, their social participation, and their connection with others. Some participants also stated just hearing and talking to students and residents really cheered me up.
So the possible reason for these results may be the program occurred weekly rather than daily and only occurred for a duration of 6 weeks. The start of the program, most participants were already moderately engaged, and maybe there would have been a better result if we had lower level engagement in meaningful activities. The EMAS and Better Tomorrow post-program survey were also delivered close to the participants' dinner time, which most of these participants are used to a certain routine. Also, the need assessments was conducted before the program started in order to design these modules. So the participants that we had after designing the modules weren't the same participants. So future research recommended that the program should be conducted on a more frequent basis. Any surveys or assessments should be given at an appropriate time, which does not conflict with the structured daily routines of participants. Having a group of participants who have lower engagement prior to starting the program, since they may potentially gain a more significant benefit from a program designed to increase engagement in meaningful activities.